This'll surely win men back. The Democrats have officially castrated the hog. Metaphorically speaking, the DNC overwhelmingly voting to kick David Hogg out of his vice chair leadership seat and citing gender and diversity rules. In other words, Hogg's not DEI enough. James Carville, no fan of the hog, once warned the DNC how bad of a look this would be for his party.
David Hogg made a mistake. Get on with life. But if we're going to chase every 25-year-old that says some jack thing out of the party and under the grounds of some allocated positions based on gender or ethnicity or whatever the they do, we're just doing the same thing. We never learn.
All right, so Jessica, this is your party, so this is your issue. He was a straight white male and just not good enough.
So the diversity issue
is he straight? Excuse me. Is he a straight white? Is he straight?
I don't know. He is. I also don't think it would be embarrassing if he were gay. Yes, he is straight.
Oh, he is straight. We think he's straight. Jessica says he's straight, but we haven't confirmed.
I don't know from personal experience, but I believe him to be a heterosexual. I also don't care. This was how they were able to remove him from the DNC because he wanted to spend $20 million to go after incumbent candidates. And you shouldn't be doing that from the inside of the DNC. It's pretty simple. I understand that they went with this rule, and I wish that people had just been more objective about it or out in the open and said, if you want to fund your super PAC, Leaders We Deserve, with $20 million and go after incumbents, then you should do that from outside the infrastructure of the party.
All right, so the hog has been circumcised, and now he's out on his own, roaming around the country.
Castrated and circumcised are very different.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I don't want to.
You're right. This is the first time you've ever corrected me, and you've been right.
That's not true. But
oh my God, amazing.
What do we do with him
my
now?
prompt? Actually, you guys, one of the ranches I used to work at, I helped with pig castrations.
No.
They are gnarly, and I would like to say that I was holding a straight face because I was trying to be strong for all the younger people.
Tie a knot around it, let it fall off?
No, it was a knife.
That's what you do with bulls. Anyway.
Oh. So,
let's talk about this instead.
All right. They're killing the messenger. This is what's happening. The Dems were gutted in every voting bloc last election, and the overwhelmingly majority, as we know from recent polls, view the GOP as having strong leaders and as the party of change. And I find that so ironic because here they're removing him because he doesn't reflect the change that they stand for, and yet everyone else views the GOP as doing exactly that. So now they're suing each other to make sure that the right box is checked by their identities. And at the end of the day, the sacrifice, which I love these chyrons so much, it's going to bite them in the face because I hear what you're saying that they didn't agree, wanted to spend $20 million, but the concept was so true. He was like, you guys have been rotting, all of you incumbents, half the people we talked about in the first block. All of you guys have just laid down roots and decayed in your positions, and you expect us just to keep footing your bill. So I applauded the fact that he came in like a breath of fresh air, but the Dems, as Dems do, absolutely assassinate anyone that dares to think differently.
Assassinate or castrate, I agree. What do you think of the hog?
Well, here's the deal. His whole platform is to reach men for Democrats. Like, give this man some protein. Take him to the gym. He looks like a founding member of the Dallas Buyers Club. He's talking about reaching men. I don't know where he's coming from here. But with that being said, I think if he really believed in anything, he would have changed his name, bought a wig, and said, I am a female.
Oh,
I mean, if he really believed in a platform that he's advocating for, if men can play in women's sports, then David Hogg can have a women's spot in the DNC. In all seriousness, I think the DNC gets to decide for themselves. I don't have a problem with what they're doing. If David Hogg brings any momentum, I don't want him there.
He could have transitioned, and he could have kept his job.
And he could have kept the hog, just like Leah Thomas. You know, just change your name to Davinia, and you're done, right? No, it is true. He's not a black, female, lesbian. He was out of luck. I feel bad for him. But ultimately, what you're going to see are the remainders of the Democratic Party staying as everybody else leaves. And they can't go anywhere else because if you were hired for identity, nobody wants you. And you're not there for competence, but they can't go anywhere else. So they become a knot of self-preservation. He was a threat They're like, I don't know what you would call it, but their knot is unbreakable. And it's going to get smaller and tighter, and the party is just going to get sucked in. If you live by DEI, you die by DEI. The only way that the Democrat Party can save themselves is by abandoning it. Diversity is not your strength. Diversity is not even a thing. It's simply a description of something. If you have to have the competence in the meritocracy first, then you can go, oh, look, there's one of these, and there's one of these, and one of these. If you lead with diversity, you're going to have a nice picture on the website, but you're going to have no leadership. You should go from diversity is our strength to leadership is our strength, which is what the Republicans did, and that's why they won.
You know what your strength is?
What?
That
My
shirt.
shirts. Thank you. I saw that coming.
Oh, what a shirt.
This is my summer shirt.
Oh, please take it off.
No,
No, don't do it. Up next, Scott Bessent smacks down a pesky Democrat who accused him of sexism. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.